Welcome back to The Breakfast Show, the show worth waking up for. Now, when you see a rainbow in the sky, you know there's a pot of gold at the end. Do you ever wonder where it goes? Well, it goes straight to the World Wide Web, because there's a lot of money to be made on there.
Wow, that was a fantastic analogy. Now, look at this picture, right? I think it's fantastic. I mean, how many of us would love to live like this, you know, with our laptop, with our plane. We're going to see our own plane. We're going to say it's our own plane. And work anytime and live absolutely anywhere. And we've got the man himself on set with us, Mr. Fabian Lim, to tell me exactly how does he do this. Our first question though, where's your plane? No, you didn't bring the plane with you today.
Well, honestly, my plane got into an accident.
Oh no! Well,
in Singapore, on the ground.
Oh, okay.
Not my fault, seriously, I promise. I wasn't on board.
Well, that's good, that's good. Otherwise, you would...
But really, what's going to happen right now is that I have to end up upgrading to a bigger plane.
I think so. You need a G5, maybe a G7.
I'll be happy with a G1.
G, you know. Can I get a taxi ride sometime? Airplane taxi ride sometime?
Oh, sure, no problem.
If you're going to Europe sometime, let me know. I'll come along.
Sure. I'll bring you to Penang. How about that? Char Kway Teow. That's not bad.
Yeah,
private jet.
Good. Yeah, private jet. We're doing it in style.
Yeah.
Sure, absolutely. Absolutely.
Now, the World Wide Web, I mean, it's huge, right? And the access is becoming easier and easier. But I think a lot of us at the moment, we still use it just as a fantastic resource of information.
Right.
Just to find out, you know, oh, how do I make cookies? Yeah, Google cookies,
Wikipedia,
and you find out,
YouTubes, all those kind of things.
But how can we use it as a fantastic tool to make ourselves rich and retire and, like you say, work anytime and live anywhere?
Well, I think the first step is to recognize that in order to get rich or to even execute any wealth strategies, you need to find the time.
Yes.
And also what I realized is that, you know, after 10 years of entrepreneurship, that every beginning entrepreneur falls into that trap, so-called, where they run out of time, you know. So one of the things I've done in part 4 of this book is to share with you actual, actionable time management strategies. You know, I mean, come on, you spend 3 hours on Candy Crush. That's why you have no time, isn't it?
Exactly. It's more about making the time to make yourself rich than it is to... Because no one will just find time lying around.
That's right, absolutely.
And we structure it like you said, instead of playing Candy Crush, what should they be doing?
Well, that's a very good question. So, you know, to me, wealth creation, making money online is it's no different from investing in a property or trading in the stock market, right? There is a process and there's a proven process. So if you kind of like know the steps on how to do it, it becomes, you know, a normal day's work actually.
So now you can literally work anywhere, anytime.
Work anytime, live anywhere, with anyone, maybe.
Well, how did you stumble upon this motivation within yourself? Because for most people out there, the hardest part is taking that first step towards entrepreneurship, to making those steps towards financial freedom. So what kind of steps brought you to your own wealth strategy that ultimately brought you here today?
What I can tell is that I made, you know, the same mistake that a lot of new entrepreneurs make, and that is what we call reinventing the wheel.
Yes.
Yeah, so we try to find our own path through this jungle, and then of course online we call it the World Wide Web, right? So, but the truth is that, you know, the fastest way to get across the jungle is to learn from someone else who has already taken that path in that sense. Unfortunately for me, I didn't have that privilege because I started online in 2002. So it was a lot of trial and error, a lot of pain, testing different methods, and it took me a long while to become successful. Yeah, so but I mean, you know, my point is that today you can skip all that trial and error by learning from someone who's already done it, basically.
And the technology has advanced considerably since
absolutely as well, for sure, for sure.
Now, what is the first step you recommend someone taking, like, you know, as you've written in the book?
Right. I'll tell very clearly that the first step to achieving anything you want is to, firstly, identify the market opportunity. You know, a lot of, in my personal opinion, a lot of entrepreneurs make the mistake of saying, well, you know what, I love to bake cookies. Why don't we just turn this into a business? What I say is that your passion doesn't follow profits in that sense. It's not always correlated.
Correct.
So what I do is that, you know, I teach my students basically identify the opportunity. Where's the money? And then develop methods to go after the money in that sense.
but doing it in a unique way to provide a unique selling point for your business versus other businesses.
Absolutely, as well, sure.
Okay, now you say one line at the back of the book here is, you'll be shocked at how you can leverage cutting-edge concepts like outsourcing, automation and mobility to gain more time and freedom to pursue your goals and dreams. What are these outsourcing, automation and mobility that you mean?
Well, firstly, is that a lot of people are not aware that when we go on, with the internet, it's not just a place to play games or research. We get to tap human resource from all over the world. So the truth is that, for example, for me in Singapore, if I were to hire an author or writer, it's going to cost me so much more than going to Philippines, for example. So we have a website known as odesk.com where we can hire freelance writers. So right now, rather than having to insource everything and to hire people, one guy to build a website, one guy to do the writing, I can go to a place like Odesk or Guru.com, hire a web developer in India, for example, a writer in Philippines, strategists in America, and have a virtual team, essentially.
Okay.
All right.
So when you structure your company in this way, which is fantastic reduction of overhead and all these kind of things, and it just makes your profit margin much bigger.
Absolutely.
When it comes to this kind of things, how do you handle the issue, the ever-increasing issue of security, and to provide a secure environment for people to transact their business, and also for yourself, because so much of your business is invested online, so you need to protect that as well.
Right. Well, the first rule of thumb is that when you have an online business, you need to protect your asset, right? So your website becomes your asset. And one of the things we do, of course, is we back up our sites, and there are very simple ways to do it. So all my sites are backed up in this place known as Amazon S3, which Amazon.com offers you a free account. You make sure that you just run the backups. So that's one aspect. In terms of personal security, when we collect like credit card payments, we ensure that we are using a credible third-party merchant processor like PayPal, for example, or Authorize.net. And if any personal information is taken from the web, it's always through a secure protocol, HTTPS.
Right, yes.
That's the thing to take note of for the consumers. There has to be an S in front, that's right.
If not, because that's how hackings happen. Now, just one last question before we go. I think what a lot of people have a fear about the internet as well, and this is why a lot of Malaysians don't like to do online shopping, is because it's virtual. You can't see, you can't touch, and for some of your staff, have you ever met them? Because it's like you say, it's a virtual office.
Right.
How do you overcome that? That there is no physical contact.
Well, the truth is that if you look at Facebook, Facebook is a social platform. God knows whether that photograph behind is a real person. But I guess sites like Groupon has helped kind of break down the barriers of the fear in that sense. So what you do is that with Groupon, people get attracted by the coupons and discounts. They forget about this fear thing online, and it's really helped to re-educate people that shopping online is just the same as going to the store. Same thing.
Correct.
Yes. And sometimes, I have to admit here, I'm an avid online shopper.
Same.
Just for the sheer fact it comes to me.
Yes, I don't have to go out.
Exactly, I can sit there and order, and it turns up. You can even buy your groceries online now.
Not even that, you can even buy branded stuff online, in fact, at much lower prices.
Yes, exactly.
And even Amazon.com has started to offer free shipping to Singapore, in fact.
And books and everything. Yeah. Well, thank you so much. And I know I'm definitely going to read this book and find out more about how we can use the internet as well. So thanks a lot, Fabian, and all the best.
Thank you.
And I hope we can see you again sometime soon.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot.
We'll see you on our private jets flying to
Penang. Exactly. I'll see you at the private section one time.
Subang Airport, please.
Okay, we'll be there. All right, we're going to go for another quick break, but don't go anywhere because we've got some more, just a bit more coming up right after the break. See you then.